I am so excited about this new project. This is the Love is in the Air SVG project kit. And as you can see, it's a hot air balloon, and you could decorate this for any occasions, birthdays, weddings, baby showers, all kinds of gifts. Imagine these at a wedding, and you have one at every place setting. Everybody walks in. It would just be gorgeous. Or you can hang these from the ceiling using some fishing line or any other kind of twine, and you could hang it. How pretty would that be? Put it in a room as a decoration. The possibilities are endless, and you can change it just by doing different patterned papers. Now for mine, I chose to do it in Valentine's because Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and I used our Pretty in Pink digital paper pack, and I chose the lovebirds for the top of the balloon. Now as you can see, it says here Love is in the Air, and that comes as a digital stamp as well, and you get two different shaped ones. So you can do whatever you want, or you can use your own stamp, your own saying, personalize it. For the sides here, I used some twine, and my favorite is this brand called Trendy Twine. It comes in all kinds of pretty colors, and it's very sturdy, and the colors are just very vibrant and nice. You can get them in these minis, or you can get it in a whole spool. Now the balloon itself is very sturdy, so you really don't need additional support, but if you wanted to make it even stronger, you could use, I picked up these dowel rods out of wood, and I colored mine with Copic marker to try it, cut it in half, and then glued it to the inside. It was really easy. So if you create one, I'd love it if you would share it on our Facebook page. So much fun to see. So let's get started building it. Also, I wanted to say, it looks very complicated, but trust me, it's very easy, and I'll show you now. So I've already cut all my pieces, and we're going to create the other half of the balloon. I've already put this one together, and you can see it forms a nice heart, and this is what the inside looks like with all of the tabs. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to fold all the tabs and all the score lines, and you're going to valley fold this first tab up, and then the rest of these you're just going to fold down this way, and these are all your score lines. You're also going to fold your inside tabs so they're all ready for you when you start gluing. And I'm just folding all of these tabs. I'm just going to get rid of, and this side of the heart you have tabs on the outside as well, and those are going to attach to the other side of this heart, and you can see this one does not have tabs on the other side. So you're going to start by placing your inner heart, which I've also folded the valley fold, and then the rest of the folds on the score line. And what you're going to do is you're just going to put glue on these tabs here. Just fold that one a little better. And you're going to line them up with the score lines, like so. So it's very simple. Just take your time. The more time you take here, and the carefuler you are, the better it will all line up in the end. And you can see I'm just going to match up the score lines. And make sure each tab is securely glued before moving on to the next one. And sometimes I'll put glue on like 3 tabs at once, and I might turn it over like this and put the glue on this way. I'm going to put it on the next 3 tabs. I tend to get a little messy sometimes, but as you can see, I'm just going to go around each one here, and I'm just holding it down and go to the next one and line it up, scrape away any glue. Go to the next one. And see, I've already done those 3 tabs. Turn it over. Put a little glue on those 3 tabs. Maybe I'll do 4. And I like to do one half at a time. That way it allows me to have one hand on each side, and I can hold the tabs down with my fingers. securing each one as I go along. You'll take a little more time maybe than I am. I'm kind of moving along quickly, and you can see we're already to the bottom though of this part. And you got your big tab at the bottom. Just get a nice bead of glue on there, and then line it up with your bottom edge and squeeze those tabs together. And you can see we've already formed this side of our heart. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. Okay, so now that we have both sides together, we're going to attach the center heart. And excuse my hair getting in the way of the last shot. Hopefully we're able to see enough to understand what we're doing. So now I'm just going to glue these two halves together. Right at the valley fold tab, I'm going to apply glue on both of these. Then I'm going to line these up like so, and then hold them down, forming the top part of our balloon heart. And I'm going to put glue at the bottom. And glue it together right here. And just hold it together till it's nice and secure. Now the next part, you've got all these tabs. I'm just kind of bend them upward. And this can be a little tricky, but not too bad. Sometimes I like to put the glue on the other side of the heart, just around the edges, because that is going to glue right in the center here. And again, this is I like to squeeze it nice and tight. I use the inside with my fingers holding the tabs and the outsides. Just make sure you line it all up and hold it till it's dry. Just manipulate it a little bit until you get it in place. And then when it's pretty in place, then you can go around and tighten it up once you kind of have it lined up. Like you can see now, it's pretty lined up. I'm going to let it really kind of attach itself. Then I'm going to start squeezing around to get it as tight as I can to the edges once I have it lined up. And the more time you take here, the tighter seam you'll have. And you can see how nice and tight that's getting on this side. And I'm going to do the same to turn it over and just kind of manipulate my fingers. Because it's paper, I'm just kind of molding it down so that it's nice. Let's see, hopefully I'm not taking that out of shot there. Nice and tight all the way around. And you'll take a little more time doing this than I am right now. I'm just kind of speeding along for the sake of the video. So once you have that secure, now we're going to take the two halves and glue them together. Here we have our two halves completed. Now this is probably the hardest part of putting the balloon together, but if you take your time, it's actually very simple. So I'm going to take the side with the tab and put it in this hand, and then kind of put my finger behind the tab. And it's important to get this first tab glued down nice and tight and let it dry before you go on to the next. So what I'm going to do is take my other side, and I'm going to line up those score lines like so, and they're there as guides to guide you. Like I said, once you get this piece secured down, the rest will go nice and easy. Okay, so you're going to hold it on an angle, because that's the way the score line is, and hold that piece nice and tight until you think it's glued down. And if you want to use a hot glue at just this one tab, you can do that, because this is the first tab. Once you get the first tab, it's going to go together a lot easier. And I like to start at the middle valley fold and work my way around one side and then go around the other side so that I have an open area to hold my hands. Now that should be pretty dry. So now we're going to go on to the next tab, and I'll probably do 2 tabs. And now, I always tend to over glue, but that's okay. I just squeegee it away. And I'm just going to line them up same way I did the first one. One at a time, taking my time to go around and just following the lines. And you can see it's coming together nicely. But just hold them together until they're pretty dry. And I would probably wait a little longer than I'm waiting so they don't pop open. And once you get the first few, it's gonna hold really well. You can get your hand inside and lay the other finger under the tab and this one on top to hold it securely. And you can see we're almost done with one side. And see, it's all going together real nice and smooth. That, like I said, that first tab is the hardest one. And once you get these all glued down, your balloon's going to just naturally go together. With all the angles are there for you. And you're just going to hold it down on the bottom edge here. And you can see we've got one side already done. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side, but this side's going to be a little bit easier because the other side is already kind of holding this shape. The hardest part is probably just getting your glue in there. But I like to do one side at a time. That way I can keep my hands on the insides as I'm working to hold everything together. Now we're moving on to our basket part of the project, which is this right here. I've already gone ahead and folded all the score lines, and my tabs. Okay, so you're just going to fold all of those. Then I've taken my overlays, these here, and I've already glued a few of those down. But I wanted to save one for you because I found a real easy way of doing this. Is I just go down these lines, follow the lines for gluing, and you'll get glue on all the edges that you need to. And then you're just going to place it in here and line it all up with the rest of them. And this just gives it a nice basket feel, these overlays. You can do it with or without the overlays. Once I have that done, I'm just going to take the side tab, put a little glue on it, and glue it to the other side. And hold that together while it dries. You can see that's forming our basket. Then I like to set it down this way, grab the liner, and put glue around the edges of our liner. And maybe put a piece of scrap paper down for this. And then I just gently place it on the inside. And that helps get the shape. And then I'm going to just use my finger and go around the edges on the inside here, gluing down those tabs. I use a scrap paper, so if I get any glue on the bottom, then you're just going to take your glue and go around the edge here, and some on the bottom. Then you're going to take your bottom and just attach that. And hold it down. Flip it over, give it another rub on the inside, just securing it and sandwiching it all together. I like to go around the edges. Now you can see we basically have our basket. Then you have a little trim that we'll put on. Sometimes I like to find the edge here, and I'm just going to glue it on. So you have a little tab here, and I'm going to glue that on. So I'm just going to go around the edge of my basket like this. I'm going to glue the first tab over the line and just follow around the edge like this. And just squeezing it down. Nice and easy. It's just a nice decorative edge. And then you can see we're already to the other side. And it all fits together perfectly. And just squeeze it all together. On my end here and secure that down. You can see we've already got our little basket done. Then these are inside beams that are going to hold up our balloon, and those are just going to go right on the inside here. So I'm just going to look at about where they're at and put my glue on both of these, and it's going to sit flush down into the basket, into the corner, and you can see I'm just gluing it into the side. And I'm going to do the same to the other side. So here we have our flags, and what we're putting together is we're taking them and we're attaching them to twine, which is going to go on the edges of our balloon. So what I like to do is cut your twine 7 inches in length. You're going to cut 4 pieces like this. Okay, and if you want like a longer drape, you can always cut them a little longer. but what you're going to be doing is, I like to take a piece of tape and tape my twine. I've already gone ahead and glued some of these on, but you would just take your twine or ribbon, tape one side, and then tape the other side like this. And what I did here is I just took my little flags, and there's a score line on them. I just folded that down, and I just lined them all up to figure out where I want them to go. Okay, so you're just spacing them evenly apart on this piece of twine. Now I've already gone and glued most of these on. So now to show you, this is really simple to glue on. Once you have your score line and you've got them all laid out how you want to space them, you're just going to turn this over, put a little glue on the inside, and I like to use a piece of scrap paper for this here and glue down the edges. And the reason I do is it holds everything in place. So I've put some glue on the inside. Then I'm just going to tuck it under my twine and then fold it down and hold it with my fingers for a few seconds. And then it's all secured. And once you have them all glued like that, you're ready to attach them to your balloon. You're just going to take it, put a little glue on one end. Oh, actually, I like to start in the middle. So I'm going to start here, put some glue on the end here. I'm going to find the base of my heart and just kind of hold it down right here. Till it dries. You can use hot glue here if you want to move a little faster. You can see it's going to adhere nicely. Then I'm going to take the other side, put a little glue on this end, hold this up, and I'm just going to glue it to the corner here, like so. And you're going to do that for both sides, front and back, so that it looks like. Once you have all your flags attached to your balloon on all sides, like you can see I put a little button here, you're going to attach your banner to the front, covering the space where your twine is glued on. So next step we're going to do is take our basket, which we have here, and we have the tabs, and we're going to attach it to our balloon. So I'm just going to take some glue and put it on each of these tabs. Then I'm going to slide this in here and get a hold of my balloon and put this right nice in the corner and hold the two sides together till I feel it's nice and securely glued. And I'm going to do the same. I'm going to set it down. I'm going to do the same to this side. And hold the two pieces together. And this is where we're attaching our basket onto our balloon with our support beams. And there you have it. So here's where, if you want to add some twine on the inside, you can do that. What I did, and you can see here, is I just cut some twine, I looped it like this, I pushed it through the bottom hole, pulled it through here, the top one, and then I just pushed my twine through and pulled it through. And so there you have your finished balloon. If you want to add, a string to the top, you can do that. Like I said, these are great for any occasion, any holiday. So I hope you've enjoyed building this hot air balloon with me, and if you create one, please share it on our Facebook page. It's really so fun for all of us to see. I know everyone enjoys seeing all the different creations and ideas that other people come up with. So have a great time and happy crafting.